we're going to go ahead and give our thoughts in the form of a review for this game, Nidana. Now, just to summarize, it is exclusively no text aside from credits, a surreal digital dream state walking simulator. I know that's a lot. That's a heavy one there. I'm going to turn this down just because. So it's got a lot of weird imagery. Like I said, surrealism all around. It's pretty much. I feel like there is a story here, but it is very hard to comprehend. So when you're doing a walking sim, I feel like the emphasis is always going to be on visuals, okay? So that's something that I really need to, like, it's always about a story and visuals with walking sims. It has to be strong. So let's go into this. I'm going to go ahead and say first things first on what I liked about it. Obviously, I liked the visuals. I thought it was really, really cool, really trippy at times, really creative in how 1 minute you're walking one direction, it just completely changes and distorts your it's basically a game that plays off of illusions, and obviously it's like a trippy thing. It's very sensory. It's not just visual stimulation, but it's audio stimulation as well, and it makes you feel a certain way. Us even just standing here, as you can see, we're not actually moving, but all of the stuff around us is slowly moving away from us, so it gives us the illusion like we're sliding back. You know what I mean? So this is pretty much the theme for the entire game. I don't really know what the story is actually about, but obviously we're in the dream state of Nidana, so the thing is, dreams don't really have to make sense. But, you know, I can understand what they're doing. It's like, what would it be like if you could see in it? I mean, I don't dream like this. I don't know about you guys, but I never dream like this. But when you think of like a game or a movie or something, and you think about those stereotypical dreams where people are falling forever or they see crazy shapes, I don't know. I got more of the sense it's more like of an AI like program that's bugging out than it was a dream state. But that's just my thoughts. So overall, as I said, like I liked, good visual experience. It was pretty cool from start to finish. Not a super expensive game. I think it's like $6 or $7 US. It cost me 8 Canadian, so it's not that expensive. So you're gonna have some value here, and you're gonna get a cool experience for at least 2 to 2.5 hours. Okay. Now, let's move on to what I didn't really like about the game. To be honest, it's very simple. I think for this kind of simplicity, I do think it is actually a bit overpriced. I'm not saying it's not creative, and I'm not saying it's not a cool experience, but I think it is a bit expensive for what it is. There is literally zero replay value. Once you beat the game, you beat the game. It's one of those ones where you get the achievements, and you know, you get all the achievements in one run, so there's nothing to collect. There's no right or wrong route. I guess you could play the game again and go the other way. You know, sometimes I went right. Just change it up to see what you see. But I feel like all of it is basically the same, just mirrored. Like I said, while the walking is really, really cool, I wouldn't say it's gonna, like, you know, break any, you know, blow any minds, you know what I mean? I think after a while, like, there's some times where it just got annoying. It's like, man, how many times do I have to walk through this? And you'll often find yourself kind of getting stuck in certain areas. Like, for example, that mall-like sequence, it was kind of confusing where I had to go there. Or the moment where I kept climbing up and then back down, it kept spawning the same thing in front of me. Instead, I had to, like, walk forward and turn around. So it's kind of trippy and a little bit confusing at times. Again, not the most confusing thing, but at times it's like, where am I supposed to go? And that's the whole point of the game. But it can be a little overwhelming. And obviously, like when I was telling you about, like, sensory, very stimulation, a lot of stimulation from visual audio, there was a couple of moments where it was really hard to comprehend what was going on, especially that box where we were in, where it was all just different characters all over the place, and it actually, like, physically and mentally hurt to look at. So it's like, oh my god, it actually is making my head hurt. There's like this weird humming pulse. So there's elements like that. So I think it's pretty impressive that it's able to reach through and make it an almost like physical and mental experience. It is a bit aggressive at times, and I think it's a bit, it's like one of those things where it's like, if you have you know, epilepsy, you're probably gonna have a seizure, big dog. Don't play this game, you know what I mean? But there's no warning from what I could see that, you know, there might be something in the Steam menu, I don't know, but yeah, I wouldn't say I feel like it'd be a bit overwhelming at times, and it's just, it might not be worth the payoff. So like, overall, just to summarize, I'd say it's a bit overpriced for what you're getting, despite it being a really cool visual auditorial experience. It's a bit, like I said, it's overpriced. There's no replay value whatsoever. but it is cool. It's a cool thing to look at, and it's a cool thing to experience, and I'm glad I tried it, but I don't think I could recommend it to most people. Like I said, it's not a bad game by any stretch of the word. I just think it's very simplistic, but also very complex through simplicity, which is impressive they're able to do, but I just think it's not worth it. I feel like there's a lot of smoke and mirrors in this game, and obviously with the storyline not really making any sense, and it's one of those up for interpretation games. I think it's pretty average. I wouldn't give it a great score. I wouldn't give it a bad score. Like I said, my average games run at the middle. They're not good. They're not bad. I'd say like kind of, you know, that's usually around the 5 mark. I think I'm going to give this game a 5.5 out of 10. Not because I hated it or anything like that. It's slightly above average. I'm giving it a 5.5 because it just doesn't really do a hell of a lot more than what it's on the table. Yes, I know it's not the most expensive game in the world, but like I said, with 0 replay value, you got to charge less. I mean, when you look at it this way, I mean, Vile Exhumed, which is not available anymore in the stores. I don't know if you guys heard, it actually got pulled. That game had a lot of interest, and even though it did something similar where it was very simple. That game took me about the same amount of time to play through it if I, like, you know, searched every single file, roughly the same length, and that game was like $3. So you got to look at it from that perspective. That game seems to have more value than this one does, just because there's, you know, more to it. So I don't know, that's just my thought. I think 5.5, again, I want people to understand, for me, a 5 is not a bad score. It's an average score. It's a mediocre score, and it's slightly above average. I think it's cool, like I said, but there's literally no reason to play it again, and it's not that complicated to the point where it's worth the price tag that it was given. Even though it's already a low figure, I think it's still too expensive in my opinion, just for what you're getting, you know what I mean? So, like, you wouldn't spend, like, yeah, $10 isn't a lot of money, but you wouldn't spend $10 on a chocolate bar, would you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they need to humble a little bit and drop it down, but that's just my opinion. So, kind of average, meh, like, still cool to experience, but not going to break any banks or get any awards, you know what I mean? So, anyway, that's just my thoughts. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Comment your thoughts below, subscribe if you're new, and turn on those post notifications with the bell icon so you don't miss anything I put out here on the channel. Be sure to like, follow my social pages, Facebook, X, Instagram, Snapchat, and Discord. Those are all linked in the description. If you want to get yourself a shirt or hoodie of mine, there's a link in the description. Also, an embedded feature below the stream/video. Scroll down, see some options there. Ultimately, just go to the website, though, for the full range of products and customizations options there. Big shout out to all the sponsors, DXRacer, Bones Coffee, The Rage Wallet, Matter, Abbott Tattoo. I use the product sale. You can check them out for yourselves with the links in the description. Be sure to use my promo code DANQ8000 to save at checkout with those guys. If you guys want to send something to my P.O. box, the address is in the description. Whatever gets sent to that P.O. box, I will open on a social post or on a live stream, whatever makes more sense for what is sent, all right? Finally, be sure to check out and sign up for the Team 8000 membership program if you haven't done so yet. To support the page immensely. There's 4 tiers, 4 price points. Entry level starting at just 99 cents, so it's cheap and easy to get into the program. For signing up, you'll get things like custom badges by your name, custom emojis used in chat, exclusive video and stream access, priority in open lobbies, giveaways, discounts, and plenty more. We are working our way back up towards 300 members, sitting in the 250s at the moment. If you guys want to help us get up to 300, you know, support the channel in the process, get some cool perks while you're doing it, you can join that with the link in the description. Join button is below the stream. There's also a section on my main channel page as well. If you guys want to gift members or send super chats, you can do both of those, or super thanks if you're watching this non-live, of course. You can do both of those to that $sign icon that's next to chat. Click it, you'll get an option there, or drop down menu with options. If you're gifting members, you can gift 1 to 50 in a single transaction. Ultimately, you can gift as many as you want through multiple transactions, okay? Thank you guys again. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and hopefully we see you in the next bit of content, whatever that might be, all right? Thanks, guys. We'll see you then. Take care. Peace.
Who's the man with the plan? If you feel trouble, wild and wild, on these violent and hit you 8,000. Wait a minute, hold that style, it's dialed in. Goddamn Billy Jack, we still riding, tires flat. I hear them sirens, see shots flying, so we driving, fire back if they ain't vibing. Lie with that, got me dressed up in all black. What up? Hood up, and I see them haters try to run with us, they gon' need inhalers. Gotta breathe them hard just like Darth Vader. Players, grab your respirators, night invaders get lightsabered. Mask on for the shooters, move like trash to bed intruder. Got that Glock and got them woofers, just press play, I'll keep it moving. Who is not still, you damn fools? Keep it fresh like canned food. There ain't nothing we can't do, so tune into that damn Q. Yeah. It was never, ever a game.